So my first question is, being the professor and the campus chairperson of ISBM, how do you strategize about the key program and plans for the marketing and administration of your school?
See, we already have ISBM is a very established brand. It was founded by Dr. Kumar in the year 2000, and he had already had, when he started with ISBM in 2000, so he left SIBM as the director, and he used to do a lot of consulting with the HR. So he already had a very you can talk of a network of HR. From there onwards, I joined ISBM in 2019, so most of the work has been done. We have good contacts, good network of recruiters, and my job is to establish that connect as well as to bring in new recruiters.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, got it. So my next question is, the education systems in India and the other foreign countries are structured very differently. In your experience, what can an inbound student gain from studying here in your school or in India?
So what at ISBM, we provide the best environment for a student to learn and excel in the skills necessary for becoming the managers in the industry. So a student coming from outside, he can learn that how he can drive his professional career.
But like how? But how you?
He can learn the skills. So at ISBM, it's not only academics that we focus. We focus on the overall development of the student. And we focus on what are the skills that he should learn to become a very successful professional in the industry.
Okay, ma'am, I really appreciate that.
We focus more on the skill set rather than the knowledge. I'm not saying that we do not focus on the domain knowledge, but it's the overall, we even focus on their value system. We focus on their attitude building, because we believe attitude is something that brings a change in the student.
Yes, ma'am, I totally agree with that.
Cultivate the right attitude is the thing. Anything from body language to their basic training is being all looked at in ISBM.
That's amazing, ma'am. But like, let's suppose that if a person from US comes to your college, so there is a huge cultural shift. So how do the university manages that? Like the person feels like he's at right place.
At ISBM, our philosophy is to follow the Ivy League institution. So if someone is coming from US, if they're coming from Europe, they know what are the Ivy League institutions. So we kind of replicate the same at ISBM. So over here, you will be seeing that we do not call our professors with sir, ma'am, we call them by the name. So if I'm talking to a very senior CEO, I'll use his last name or the first name. I will not be calling sir or ma'am. And over here, we do not follow any hierarchy. So if you have to come to visit me, you don't have to take any time. You can come and visit me. If I'm doing something, then it's something else. But otherwise, there's no hierarchy. Students can go to the founder, students can go to the academic chairperson. And over here, ISBM is you can talk of a student-driven college.
Okay.
So most of the work is done by the students and they work in teams.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, got it. So, ma'am, my next question is, any insight into how your university could be more welcoming to students of different races or economic backgrounds?
See, this is what I was mentioning, that we follow the philosophy of the Ivy League institutions, and over here we follow something called an egalitarian approach. So there across, at ISBM, students come from different from pan-India. So you can find a student from Kashmir to a student from Kerala, from Northeast. One of our very famous alumni, Pranab Chetia, he was from Assam. And right now he is posted in Singapore as head of, and he's had a global role at Volvo HR.
Yeah, sure.
So from the institution itself, we have built this philosophy. We have this egalitarian approach and it's not only ISBM alumni working in Indian companies, they're posted globally. So we have our alumni presence in Singapore. So many of them are in Singapore, Australia, Europe, US. So there is respect for one and all. Whether you are coming from any ethnicity, you are coming from any religion, from any part of India, you all will be treated as equal.
That's amazing, ma'am. That's really amazing.
Even I'm from Delhi University, and over there we have to find and go to have this particular hierarchy. So I always have this habit of calling sir and ma'am.
Yeah.
So I remember.
I can totally relate to it.
So I can remember that thing. So over here, it's nothing like that. It's
Okay.
totally American kind of a way that we follow
And
over
that's
here.
really, like, I believe helpful also, and it inspires and motivates students to interact. There is a
Yeah,
transparency.
true, very true. When you have more of hierarchy and when you have more of you can talk of you put boundaries, then the kind of conversation that can happen will be impacted if you have many hierarchies.
Yes, ma'am, totally, I agree. So ma'am, my next question is, when you first came to ISBM, what was your vision for the college? Has it evolved over time, and how far along in implementing that vision are you?
I joined ISBM in 2019 and I joined as an assistant professor and to teach economics. Then few months later, I started working as apart from my teaching role, as I started handling campus placements. So that time my vision and how it has evolved under the leadership of Dr. Kumar is to provide the students the best of opportunities to work in their dream company, to bring in corporates, to bring in recruiters that can provide them with that economic career value with wherein they say, okay, whenever the student takes an admission, they believe that what will be the ROI. So
Yes, ma'am.
for me, the vision is to provide them the best return on their investment if they have come up to ISBM and invested. So, and one thing which is very important to understand for anyone who wants to take admission in a PGDM college, they always believe that placement is the thing. This is something, okay, you have done, what is the outcome? So for at ISBM, our outcome is that quality placement and that to the companies that you desire to work for.
That's amazing, ma'am. So what are the top 5 companies that come to campus for placements?
We have Sutherland, we have Tres Vista, we have Trident. So I'm telling you with the campuses. So Trident offers us the highest package of 21 lakhs, followed by Sutherland 18 lakhs, Tres Vista 15.3 lakhs, HP 14 lakhs, Hector Beverages 10 lakhs.
That's
So
amazing.
I'm telling you for so this is one thing which is we believe that if a student has come up to ISBM, that the best placement.
And ISBM offers specialization in which particular domain?
ISBM has a dual specialization wherein the students can take in the specializations that they can take in marketing, finance, HR, IRM, supply chain, and media. And we have also introduced business analytics, keeping in this thing, the trend, the future trend, which has
Data.
emerged, which is all data, big
Yeah.
data analytics. Yeah.
That's
So we have
great,
introduced
ma'am.
business analytics as well.
That's amazing. So ma'am, my next question is, any suggestions you would like to give to the current youth and the aspiring students in general?
Okay, so I would say that never stop learning. So if you have whether you are a CEO or whether you are an entry level professional, you have to continuously upgrade yourself. Things are changing so fast. We live in a VUCA world. So you have to continuously upgrade yourself. You have to improvise yourself. You have to be in trend with the latest technology, what's happening. So, and I believe the people who are the strongest are the ones who are lifelong learners.
That's like, I totally believe in that quote. Like, one should come out of his or her comfort zone and hustle. Like what Gen Z call basically the word
Yeah,
hustle.
and they believe
So I'm
that
ready.
okay, now we have taken the degree, now we don't have to study anything. But if you want to be on the top of your career, you have to
Ab-
continuously improvise on yourself. You have to continuously learn. So I
Yes.
will advise them to never stop learning. If you do that, I think you will be stuck then.
Yes, ma'am. Totally agree. Totally. So, ma'am, my next question is, how do you tend to establish a healthy relation and environment in ISBM?
Uh, I started my teaching in the year 2013, and from till with the so many of years of my career in teaching, I understood this particular thing that every student is different. If I take them and kind of evaluate them, I'll feel them that all of them are different. So when I'm talking to them, when I'm kind of providing them advice, when I'm trying to counsel them, I see that what are their aspirations. Because if I say that two people will not be the same, someone will have some other priority, someone will have some other priority, they have different aspirations, they have different attitude. So when I try to not judge them, when I try to evaluate them, when I try to assess them, when I try to advise them when they come for this, whether should we go for this particular company or whether we should not go for this, what are the things that are relevant for me, what courses should I go for, what courses should I enroll myself. So then I try to see as an individual, I ask them certain questions, and I kind of create this thing, environment, a conducive environment, that I'm not being judgmental, I'm just asking these questions so that I can advise you.
Okay, ma'am. So, like, what is the strength of the a particular batch? If I talk about
if I'm talking of my current batch, my junior batch, the current strength is 240.
240. My question is basically, like you said, that you give individual advice to everyone. Most of
so the students, generally, if I'm taking an addressal, then the strength depends whether I'm taking on the basis of certain specializations. So I'm speaking to marketing students, but overall, and it depends whether I'm speaking to the students who are placed or those who are unplaced. So that also depends on the strength. So it depends, I think, on the situation and what kind of audience I'm addressing to.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. So
I believe they come up to my cabin, and so then it is a very kind of a personal attention.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. That's great. Like, I hope we could have got that guidance from our professors in college. We never went to them.
No, seriously, you always look at, whenever you are in a dilemma or what to do, you always go to the ones you trust.
Yeah.
So, and when they give you, one of the things that, another advice that I can give to the youngsters or the youth of today is to have a mentor whom they think that they can trust, and they can, because there are so many situations in life when you think that whether we should go for this, when they are in a dilemma. So there should be someone who can guide them right. Sometimes it's the guidance that is required.
Yes, ma'am. I totally agree with your point. Totally. So, ma'am, my next question is, what are some of the biggest challenges you see both for higher education in general and for ISBM?
One thing I've observed is, I was reading one report by World Economic Forum wherein they talk about the changing landscape of jobs in 2020. And they talked about the top 10 jobs that will be very relevant and that will be emerging, and the top 10 jobs that will be losing out from the market. So if I look at those top 10 jobs, they are all tech oriented, they are all AI based, they are all big data based, analytics based. So, and currently also what we have seen in the education sector in India specifically, that the focus is more given on the degree. Okay, now you have got your graduation, now you have done your post-graduation, okay, you have done your PhD or whatever higher studies. Focus is more on the degree, not given the point that whether that particular person will be able to translate that degree into skill set, into a different. Right now, we don't need these degrees. Okay, that is there. But do you have those skill set to be able to compete yourself? And we are living in a very highly competitive world. So if you're not able to gain that particular skill set, and plus this is somewhere down the line, we need to have those education system that is very innovative. That is very continuously can be upgraded, because the world is changing very fast. So how you're able to continuously upgrade themselves. So we need something very innovative in the education forum. More focus should be there on development of skill set rather than just giving them a degree.
Yes, ma'am. I totally agree, because like I also read that article you talked about, that most of the jobs will be replaced by AI, artificial intelligence. Yeah. So I totally believe that one should upgrade and one should basically follow his or her passion.
And everywhere you see is digitalization happening.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you are not upgrading yourself, even if we are talking about now, because of the pandemic, we thought that okay, now we can do it interview on a Zoom.
Yes.
So things change and you have to adapt.
Yes, ma'am. Totally.
Given the situation, you need to adapt.
Totally, ma'am. Totally. So, ma'am, my next question is, what would you like people to know about ISBM they may not know?
First of all, that ISBM is a student-driven college where students, we have many cells, starting from the placement cell to lifestyle development, sporties. We have so many cells, and the students themselves, they work. So when they are working in a team, they learn to adhere to the deadlines and they strive for excellence. Second thing is in ISBM, the faculty, we have a very highly qualified faculty team. They come from very premium institutes like the IIMs, FMS, TIS, MICA, D School. So one of the things that is our USP is this thing, our faculty. And the ISBM, our placement objective is placement for all. We do not leave in even a single student that, okay, you have been applying in so many different companies, you're still not getting placed, so you can just go. No, we don't put any limit on that. We have this particular objective, placement for all, and that too in their dream company, and we will support you till you are placed.
So there is a 100% placement record for each year.
There are certain students who go for entrepreneurship.
Okay.
But apart from that, because some comes from family background, they have a business. Right. So they want to go back, and there are certain students who want to have their own startups. But very few, I will say, very few go for higher studies. If you are doing a PGDM, if you are doing MBA, so that if you want to enter this thing. But apart from that, we have 100% placements.
That's amazing, ma'am. Like that is compared to IIMs, I believe.
Yeah, we actually kind of benchmark with that. Our founder, Dr. Kumar, he started his career with IIM Ahmedabad. He was a very professor in XLRI. He handled campus placements over there. He joined SIBM as director. Then in 2000, he started. So all these things at ISBM come somewhere down the line from his vision.
That's amazing, ma'am. That's amazing. So I'll ask my last question now. What do you think your roles and responsibilities to the university and the students are?
I, as an assistant professor, I teach subjects like economics, international business, and strategy. Apart from my teaching role, I handle campus placements with an objective of providing quality placements to all of my students, whether in terms of summer internship, because the junior students, the first year batch has to undergo a mandatory internship, and the final year students, we have to provide them recruitment. So I assist the entire process. I manage a team of my placement cell member. We have, again, a student-driven placement cell, which is assisted by me as I handle campus placements. So in terms of, I assist them, I help them in the process of recruitment process. I negotiate with the companies in terms of positioning ISBM at the right place and doing the tiering of ISBM. Maintaining relationships. Then I ask for corporate guests to come up and deliver series of lectures for our students.
Okay, ma'am. That's like a bunch of responsibilities you are handling over there. That's amazing.
Thank you, Ayush.